Again, this is Dr. Aajay Shah. This is a happiness interactive workshop. This is segment number 12. If you're on YouTube, please watch all segments in a row, segment 1 to 11. This is segment number 12. It starts with what things which can make us happy. Again, we are going through the different things which can make us happy. One important thing which I do on a regular basis is replaying happy memories 5 minutes per day. So essentially, you can sit in the evening whenever you have time and replay happy memories, either from your childhood or from any time in life. Replay those memories, and essentially creating a positive visualization, positive, like replaying those memories. To me, that gives me a great joy, great happiness. The next thing you can do is you can analyze your negative experiences, but not ruminate, not replay. So definitely don't replay your negative experiences, not ruminate, because that will make you unhappy. But whenever you have any negative experience, spend a few minutes analyzing so that those experiences, those events, you can avoid, you can prevent happening again in your life. So again, positive, happy memories, replay them, and negative memories, negative experiences, analyze them, but don't replay them. The next concept to be happy is called time affluence versus material affluence. Big concept, time affluence versus material affluence. We all get 24 hours in a day. White, black, poor, rich, Indian, American, Asian, Chinese, we all get 24 hours in a day. So time is a fixed commodity. Time can never be re-earned. If we lose money, if our house burns down, we can always earn the money again. We can always build a new house, but time can never come back. So time is the biggest equalizer. So have a time affluence, have more time in your life. People who have more time in life are actually happier. How can you do that? Delegate as much as possible. Use technology to save time, and obviously own less material thing, because eventually you become slave to your material thing. Owning a big house, essentially you're becoming a slave to your big house. And there's enough proof that homeowners of big house are less happy than renters of 2-bedroom apartment. So again, have time affluence, not the material affluence. Obviously you need balance, you need some time, you need some material, but if I have a choice, I'd rather have time affluence more than a material affluence. And like my favorite way of saying is that don't be a janitor to your own possessions. Don't be a janitor to your own possessions. That brings to a good work-life balance. So obviously have enough time to your work, enough time to your life, to your family, to your spouse, to your friends, to your loved ones. So again, happy work-life balance. That brings to me a great author, Timothy Ferris. I read his book called The 4-Hour Work Week, and he is a big proponent of time affluence. I think obviously he goes to an extreme of time affluence where he says that you can work 4 hours in a week and still be happy, still be rich. 4-hour work week. Obviously, we cannot go that extreme. Most of us cannot go that extreme, but I highly recommend that book. That book has many tips on how you can become time affluent. How you can become time affluent. Again, the 4-hour work week by Timothy Ferris. That brings again to the same slide which I've shown you before, but I'm going to describe the slide again. The slide shows, many of you can see it on the screen, on YouTube, on Facebook, but that slide shows that there's a father, probably in India, probably a homeless person on the street, sitting with his daughter, who is 2 or 3 years old. I can see the smile, the joy on father's face looking at his daughter. But more importantly, his daughter, who's probably only 2 or 3 years old, I can see the smile, I can see the joy on the daughter's face, which makes me feel the daughter thinks her father is the king of this world. And like I said earlier in my lecture, if I had to guess, just looking at the face of this young girl, just 2 or 3 years old, whose daughter she is, my guess would be she's Bill Gates' daughter. She's that happy looking at her father. So again, we don't need material thing to be happy. That brings the next important concept where Jane Porter, an author, says, happiness is not perfected until it is shared. Happiness is not perfected until it is shared. That brings the R in PERMA, R. Again, if you remember PERMA stands for P for positive emotions, E for engagement, R for relationship, M for meaning or purpose, and A for achievement. So now we are going R in PERMA. And you can see a great picture of a couple together, relationship. Next thing, again, R in PERMA, you can see a great picture where there are two young friends, two young girls with, putting their hands together, saying together. So again, relationship is very important, social connections. And in my opinion, in relationship, give and take concept is most important concept. Because if you give time, if you give resources, if you give love, if you give compassion, if you give care, you have high chance of receiving them. So again, it's a give and take. You cannot take, and not give. You have to give all those things to receive. So in relationship, give and take is very important. That brings me to an interesting way of saying that conversations in your relationship is very important. How you talk to each other. How you talk to each other is very important. How you talk to each other is very important. To give you an example, if your spouse comes home very excited and says that, honey, I got the promotion. How you talk to your life partner is very important. You can talk to your life partner in 4 different ways. You can start with a passive destructive way. So your spouse come home and say, honey, I got promotion, big promotion. Passive destructive way of saying, what's for dinner? Essentially, you're not even paying attention to what she's saying. That's passive destructive. Active destructive way of saying when your spouse comes home and says, honey, I got promotion. Active destructive would be, oh, that means it's going to put us in a higher tax bracket. Essentially, you not only shut her down, but you actually criticize for what she achieved as a higher promotion. That's active destructive. And the next thing is passive constructive. When your spouse comes home and says, honey, I got promotion, you're saying, good job. That's a passive constructive. Just 2 words, good job. Versus active constructive, which is the most important one. We all should be doing active constructive. So if your spouse comes home, says, honey, I got promotion, how can you be active constructive? You can say, good job, tell me what happened, tell me who was in competition, tell me how your boss reacted and how your boss described your promotion. Tell me what were you thinking when you got promotion. Tell me what actions you took to get this promotion. Tell me what is your next goal in life. Tell me what else is going to make you happy. Tell me what this promotion means to you. So again, you are not just saying good job, but you are expanding on the joy. You are reliving the moment with your spouse, whether she got the promotion. So again, in any relationship, your conversations are very important. Have an active, constructive conversation with your spouse, with your kids, with your parents, with your brother, with your sister, with your friends. Active, constructive conversation. Every word we use is very important in relationship. Again, that brings to a great quote from Albert Schweitzer, a Nobel Peace Prize winner. The life becomes harder for us when we live for others, but it becomes richer and happier. So again, life becomes harder slightly, but actually it's richer and happier. So that brings to our reflection for the current segment. This segment ends now. So what are the 3 negative life events do you remember? Again, this is a repeat question. I want you to remember 3 negative life events so you know that you overcame them, you pretty much have forgotten about them. Again, that bring the gratitude journal out again. I want all of you, as soon as this seminar is over, have the gratitude. Who are your top 5 friends? When was the last time you had a great social interaction? How happy you felt after that? And my last question for this segment to you is, do you have a good work-life balance? Are you time affluent? Do you have enough balance of time affluence and material affluence? I'd rather be a time affluent. Again, that concludes our current segment. There are 20 segments. Please watch them in sequence. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Please like us on all social media. Please invite your friends and family. Like I said, we post on Facebook 5-6 times a day. We post on every social media every day. So please reach out to all our social media, invite your friends and family, and let's grow together. Thank you.